All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to True Crime Loser. I hope you're doing well. So, folks, today we are going to talk about old Brian Laundrie. He's on the run. I would guess most of his life at this point consists of miserably and pathetically sitting in the bushes, quietly. It's a shit life, but that's what Brian has. So let's go through all the places where it's been speculated he may have ended up. And let's talk about what it would look like to sit in the bushes all day at those places. So let's start with the Florida swamp. Personally, it would be the last place that I would want to do it. It's hellishly hot and humid still and wet and bugs. And there's just nothing great about sitting in a Florida swamp all day. It's also the place where his parents were like, yeah, trust us. He went to the swamp, the huge swamp that it's going to be a total nightmare to search and cost a fortune and take forever, but trust us, that's where we think you should put all of the manpower. Yeah. If Brian is in the swamp, I picture him just under a sad, wet bush reading Fight Club, trying to pretend he's cool, being like, I am Jack's incredibly swampy asshole. Whew, this sucks. But again, I doubt he's in the swamp. Next, let's go with Mexico. You hear a lot, maybe he jumped the border down into Mexico. Again, if I putting myself in Brian's shoes, I don't think I would want to go to Mexico. Most of the same challenges of being on the run are still there, but now you're just in Mexico. So I doubt he speaks the language. He's going to need serious financial help. It's going to be harder to do that. Unless he went to Mexico every summer as a kid and has connections in Mexico, I just don't see that happening. But I'm sure most of everybody has seen the pictures. Currently, the U.S.-Mexico border looks like a fish festival. And I think they said they were Haitian people. And I was laughing at the thought of Brian gets picked up by the FBI down there trying to blend in with crappy, uneven brown face and one of those dreadlock wigs walking around just being like, hola, don't worry, I'm Haitian. Hola. The FBI is like, Brian? All the Haitian people are trying to give him as much room as possible. Like, damn, that guy is really in a bad way. But again, I doubt it's Mexico. A couple days ago, I heard North Carolina. I could maybe see something like that. I was Googling a bunch of weather in places yesterday, and the weather is on Brian's side. It really doesn't matter where he goes. He's not going to have to worry about hypothermia for a month or two. When you're out living under a bush, the first thing you got to worry about is hypothermia. The second thing you got to worry about is hydration. So he could, if I were him, I would go north out of the hot, humid, hellish, the end of Florida summer. Come up north, North Carolina, the Appalachian area. They said that he spent a lot of time in the Appalachian Trail, so they were thinking maybe he would go there. But the thing about the Appalachian Trail is it's swimming with park rangers, and there's strict rules to the point where it kind of ruins it for me. You can only camp in certain areas. You can't have a fire. You got to do this. You got to do a little dance, and it's not really a wild, rugged area. If someone's out of the normal camping spot, or it looks like someone is just not, a hike. Hey, man, we're hiking. I think you'd start to stick out pretty quick. You can't have a fire. Surviving long term in the wilderness without a fire is impossible. And unless he makes it to like federal BLM land, maybe he's heading west. I think that would be a better idea than the Appalachian. Kind of like where they were van lifing. Out there, it would be a lot harder to track him down, but it would be harder to get out there. What else did I have on Brian? Wherever he is, it's not an easy, fun, comfortable, there's a lot of places where if they found him, it would be worse to just leave him there for a couple days. Like, oh, there he is laying in that bush. Let's just see how long he wants to lay there. Maybe his parents gave him some money, probably, or, he's got to have help some kind. We know he's pretty much a bum. Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep following this one. I feel like they're just going to get him one of these days. Every day I wake up, I think that I'm going to see that headline. But like I said, the weather is on his side, so he really has the pick of it if he can just get around. All right, just final thing. R. Kelly convicted on all 11 charges, people. I think we all saw it coming. That guy had to go down. The thing that I was really interested in as the trial was going is, what is his defense going to be? All the evidence is there, the movies, 30 years of witnesses. It's like, what do you want? What is his defense possibly going to be? In the interview that he did with Gail, he was going, I've been seeing stuff in the blogs. I'm getting hammered in the blog. So I was hoping that's what they would bring up in the trial. Like, we would like to enter in this blog from 2003 as evidence, please. But what his defense was, I read a blurb. I thought it was funny. His defense was they called witnesses who testified that they were never around when R. Kelly abused these young girls. But then in cross-examination, it came out that they were never really around, period. Which is something funny about that, where it's like, I was never around when it happened. Like, were you ever around? No, not really. All right, well, get out of here. Guilty of all 11 charges. It's going to be interesting where he ends up. He's been at the same Brooklyn jail as Ghislaine for the past year, and it's been called the worst jail or prison in all of the Bureau of Prisons. So probably a move to a prison might be an upgrade for him. But who cares? I kind of think it'd be funny if he goes in and they close his cell door and the cellmates goes, so you want me to call you daddy? And then it just fades to black. The end of R. Kelly. Well, folks, that's where I'm going to stop it. I miss you. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Why? Steven Y. Shamida.